evening, November Foxtrot. How are we doing? Hi, Lance. Wow,
Yo.
look at those glasses.
Yeah, I just found them on the floor under my desk. They are awful. You can't see anything through them.
Are they sawflies?
No, don't be daft. They were flies. All I can see it says on them
There's
is.
also a slight lag on your camera to audio, by the way, just so you're aware.
Oh
I can see
no!
you talking before I can hear you.
Oh, I don't know what's gone on. These are ESSs. So they're not bad glasses, but the lens is screwed on them. You can barely see through them. So I'm not sure why I'm lagging. So
that's fine.
So tough.
Good evening,
I don't know.
Fresh Meat, Kenny, Rage, Kieran, Harry. Hi, Harry.
Evening
Danny.
all. Evening all.
Boy, where's Blade come from?
Blade. What sort of theme's that?
Is that not the Blade theme? I thought that was the Blade.
No,
theme.
it's based in the place London, isn't it? And all the blood starts coming out the showers. That's a wicked film. I'm gonna have to revisit that. Oh, who said Blade?
I thought you looked very Kevin and Perry there. I'm just gonna say.
Equally, just as good a film. I'll take that.
Hi Danny, hi James, hi Fresh Meat again. Yeah, Rage. Obviously, we could. I can actually see the comments as long as we've got the stream running.
Yeah, Rage. Screw you, mate.
I could see you guessing how early or late we were going to be, so we decided to jump on a little bit earlier.
See you G-ing the crowd up, mate. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Andy, we don't think can make it tonight. He's currently in Texas. He's gone on a special.
Which is in Canada.
Yeah. Shut up. He's gone on a special expeditionary MilSim mission to find out about MilSims in America.
Yep.
We've sent him over there, all expenses paid.
Expenses paid.
No expenses paid.
No expenses paid. Yep, he's out there in America. He is intercontinental.
He is.
He is the NoFo intercontinental ballistic missile. That is Andy.
He's the ICBA.
ICBA.
Hi, Matthew. Ryan says, evening lads, last one I can watch for 3 months, nearly caught this episode in Bryce Norton.
Oh, man. Oh, you're off to Land of the Warmth, aren't you? Being Kenya, I believe. Yes. Well, keep safe, mate. Thanks for tuning in. We much appreciate it.
Enjoy the sleeping bag.
Enjoy the sleeping bag, yeah. Yeah. Enjoy the sleeping bag.
A stick of rock.
Can he bring me a stick of rock? I don't know do they sell rock in Texas?
I hope they sell rock in. Are we talking Texas or Kenya? I wasn't sure which way we were going with that.
Either. Could you imagine just like cutting around a corner in either country and just?
I would imagine it's a lot more likely that you can buy it in America than Kenya. I'm not sure of that for a fact. Maybe Kenya has a massive rock scene. Who knows?
Yeah, I reckon you've got more chance of getting a donkey ride in Kenya than you would in America.
Oh. Danny says, "Yeah, crack rock."
Either country, I think that probably works. Yeah.
Yeah, fine that one.
Yeah, I doubt Andy will be able to bring that back for you though. Nor do we condone any of that nonsense. Do we, Mike?
Except cracks. We're very good at cracks, just not crack rock.
Yeah, not
we're
the
good at rocks and we're good at crack, but not the combination.
We've got
Rage
crack.
Says
our own cracks. We've got our own ones of them.
Rage says, "I want to point out that Fresh Meat was also placing bets. So I'm not taking all responsibility. It's fine. We just, we didn't want to disappoint.
It is you, Rage.
Appreciate you watch this podcast week on week with an element of they're going to let me down. They're going to let me down. So we thought we'd just be a little bit early, just for once.
We do it.
Special treat,
especially for you. There we go. That's like me and Rage. Literally like the Jason Donovan and Kylie Minogue of the NoFo community. I think.
Shotgun. I don't know which one I want to be.
Shotgun Madge. Good stuff. Evening all.
Hi,
evening
Wayne
all.
Reeves. I see it.
Wayne Reeves. Evening all.
So, any Pew's news? So there was obviously Wayne, Fresh Meat Wayne, had put a comment in about.
Yes, we got Banksy
about
Kylie. Oh no, I've got to go double denim. I've got Jason. I'm double denim. Bugger. Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Fresh Meat said about Op Barras. Can you let us know about what that is? Because I wasn't aware that there was an issue with Op Barras. Barras. That's nice.
Caught me off guard. Was grabbing my pizza. Ooh, Mrs. Hello, everyone. I've not heard it called that before, but crack on.
I like my partner like I like my pizza covered in cheese. It's a game we used to play at uni.
Ah, yes, I never went to university, and for good reason, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I wasn't particularly good at university. Let's put that out there.
I was rubbish at university.
Oh, hang on. It was cancelled because of low attendance.
Oh, that's
only 9 of us jumped on. They got inundated with messages about that. Oh, that's a shame.
Well, we'll have to turn that around, then, won't we, girls and boys? Yeah. Yes.
Only 9 of us jumped on. It'd be interesting if all 9 were the ones on the chat tonight.
I reckon we can turn that around. I reckon there are drums to be banged here, Mike. I feel a challenge.
Don't have my drum.
Bloody dog barking, I'll tell you what. Don't know if you can hear that. Bloody
Hutchie
dog.
says, evening, gents. Last. Hi, Hutchie.
Oh, Hutchie, I love you. He thought I was going to say something else. I'm going to say that from now on. I love you so much. Yes.
Oh,
no,
right.
purchases and things.
Oh,
that bloody dog. No, not really. I've got some stuff for the truck. I've started my draw build in the back of the truck. Not really airsoft related, but it is wild camping, sort of overlanding, very loose overland. It's more for family camping than anything. So you started the truck build. Some parts arrived for that this week. A new exhaust arrived for the truck. A new rear fog light. Airsoft wise, I'm sure I ordered something. No, it's gone. Oh no, I didn't order it, but I did share it. Was the sleeping bag liner from Preppers UK, the Dutch Army one, which I think a few of the guys have. Sorry, I just had something flash up. Tragic accident. Jeremy Clarkson's family confirmed the sad news. Is that a wind up?
Okay, go. Carry on talking.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so it was the Preppers UK had a flash sale on a I think it's an M91 Dutch Army sleeping bag liner, which is a pretty cool bit of kit. So I chucked a link into the NoFo chats and spread it about a bit. And I think a few guys have ordered some parts from Preppers UK, which is all good. We'd like to hear. But me, from my point of view, no, I haven't ordered anything airsofty or camping wise. Oh, actually, yes, I did. Oh God, I completely lied. I ordered a double grill burner for camping, not for airsoft or MilSim, because it's like that big.
Well, that's for when you and I go MilSimming.
That's when me and you go MilSim. That's cool. I'm going to call it the gunman grill. Yeah. That's for gunman events only because I can afford to take it. Yeah, the gunman grill. Oh, I quite like that. Yes, I'll have to message Josh. That's mine. You can't use it. What about yourself, mate? Anything?
So at the last event, my hydration tube mouthpiece fell off. I bought a mouthpiece. I also bought a mouthpiece and a tube. The tube and mouthpiece option arrived this week, so it's taken an extra week for it to get here, which is a bit frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. That's about it, really.
Nice.
I need a very exciting life at the moment.
Are you actually going to attach a lanyard to this bloody mouthpiece now? Or potentially super glue it into the tube?
No, James C has sent me a very, very helpful idea of how basically just wrap it in ghillie tape, from what I can make out.
Silly tape.
Silly tape, yeah. He is in the chat. Hello. Yeah, so basically my plan is to basically just wedge it so it won't come out again. That's the idea.
Fair play. Nice.
Wait and see how that goes. I'm going to do a few other things as well. I'm going to relocate the position. So rather
than I'd say super glue. I'd super glue it in.
I'm not super glue it in. It's the whole point of it being modular. I can replace it.
Yeah, but it's modular to the point where you lose it.
Forcing me to replace it, which is not very helpful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No, my plan's to relocate where the tube's going. Basically, give it a little bit more slack, but possibly take it to the other side. So, because I normally have I've got like an over-shoulder sling attached to my plate carrier. But because I'm right-handed, normally my rifle's sitting on my right-hand side anyway. So with the tube being there as well, I'm conscious. I think that's possibly conflicting, so I might take it to my left.
Fair play.
So, yeah.
Nice. All going on.
Kieran says that alert sounds fake as fuck, Lance.
Yeah, I think it is, mate, as well. Yeah. It's ever since Mike mentioned about a while ago about antivirus and stuff like that. My laptop's just been playing silly buggers with, scan for viruses, scan. I'm like, no, No, I'm not going to scan for them. No, I'll leave them alone. They don't
See,
touch me. I don't touch it.
I haven't had antivirus for 5 years. Please, nobody's not sending me like viruses. But I have a sneaky suspicion that antivirus's sole purpose is to stop you from viruses, right? So as soon as you maybe
Yes,
like
I'd say that was correct.
stop subscribing to it or something like that. Don't start again. As soon as you stop subscribing to it or something like that, I have a sneaky suspicion that it might like bloat your system or something like that, or just like slow it down, and then you think, oh no, I have a virus, or I better update my antivirus.
Yeah,
Maybe that's just me. I'm not really into computers. Most computers I have fall apart at some point or other. So they literally call me EMP at work.
EMP.
So don't in any way listen to computer advice from me. Ryan says, get a camel back over the sauce. Well, the problem is, Ryan, I already have the sauce.
The problem is, Ryan, is you've just pissed him off now. That's the problem.
No, not at all. I've already got the sauce. So I don't want to like fork out a whole load more money for a different system. So, but that being said, I just forked out 32 quid for 2 mouthpieces. So,
do you know how many 58-pack water bottles you could have bought for that?
Well, all those canteens, loads of
I reckon 4 at least. 4 litres. No losing stuff. Never again.
I've got an Osprey one actually. I can't open. I need to get like a wrench or something on it. I've done it.
Maybe someone super glued the lid on so they didn't lose it.
It's possible, but the water in it must be rancid at this point.
Oh, it's not full up, is it?
It is full.
Oh,
It's
I dare you
full
to drink
sealed
it.
and I
I'll
can't
pay you
open it.
20 quid if you drank it when you open it.
No.
All of it. Water
That was the
bottle,
last
yes,
time I saw
Rage.
Mike because he got diphtheria.
Yeah, Legionnaires or something.
Yeah.
Something nasty from water.
Well, actually,
Horribleness.
funnily enough, this is completely off track, but I'm doing
Water
my
bottle,
CSCS card tomorrow,
water bottle.
which Legionnaires you can only catch Legionnaires from fine spray or mist, not from drinking. There you go. Fun fact for you.
Hello.
Right, let's get into the meat of the episode.
Let's get down to it.
So this evening we are talking about skills and drills, basic skills. So we're talking about sort of 5 simple steps to up your game. The steps we're going to talk about, but let's not give too much away. Let's talk about them one at a time. So the first one we're going to talk about is loadout setup and muscle memory. So the premise of this point is obviously something I know personally I struggle with. Lance, I think you're probably a little bit better at it than I am. But you
I don't know what you're
build your
talking about.
kit, you build your loadout.
Yep. I'm forever changing mine. Forever. The only thing I've never really pissed about with too much is webbing. But plate carriers, my chest rig and my webbing, I don't. Once it's made, it's made. That's it. You can't really go to town on that. Do you know what I mean? But plate carriers, I'm like, all the time. Oh, this will work better. This. I put this. I mean, to be fair, my Warrior one, I've not touched it for a long time, but then I haven't used it for a while. But yeah, it's I can never make my mind up with a plate carrier. I've got it so basic. Literally, I've just got ammo pouches. I did have an admin pouch on there, which I don't really use anymore. And I've got, so on my plate carrier, I would essentially have ammo, comms, and if I needed to, the ability to have water. Because then if I'm using my plate carrier, I'd run my belt, which would have my IFAK and that on it. So it's just literally comms and ammo on my plate carrier. And that's it. I'll keep it nice and simple.
Okay. I think I'm probably actually more advanced than you are on that front, then, because I set up.
Okay.
No, so I set up. I bought my Warrior DCS multicam set up with I've got like a battle belt.
Actually, can I grab my plate carrier quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, so I was gonna talk to Lance, but Lance left. I'll pull up Adam's comment and use me 5 simple skills to up your game. Number 3 will surprise you. Sounds very clickbaity. I apologise. No problems. Yep. This makes great content with me just rambling for no reason. Is he coming back? He's coming back. There we go.
Hello. Sorry. So start again what you said.
Right. So my Warrior DCS set up the multicam. I built that. I've got everything wired in, my aerial setup and everything like that. I kind of tailored that to how I wanted to have it. I've then generally not modified that too much. It's generally sort of the same system. And then when I bought my OD version for things like when we've done PMC roles and things like that, you know, just having a
DEA sort of stuff and that.
Yeah,
nice.
I have basically replicated exactly the same plate carrier as my multicam one. So I'm sort of trying to find similar pouches, patches, the hydration system, everything like that is almost in exactly the same place. So that I try and get used to where things are. So I always know I'm putting things back in the right place, same place. So when you go to get something, you're always going to the same place. It's like, for example, the way I think about it is like when you've got your kitchen set up. So when you're in your kitchen, you go, oh, I need a spoon. You know instinctively the drawer where your spoons are. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but you don't, every time you go to your kitchen, you don't put your spoons in different places because otherwise you'll never find your spoons. You'll always be rooting around. And that's
and there's nothing worse.
To get to.
You've got a cup of tea that needs stirring. You need access to a spoon straight away.
Exactly.
I'd love it people joining the stream right now, literally, as I said that. They'd be thinking, what the fuck have I just tuned into?
Welcome to Spoon Weekly.
Well, evening, girls and boys. Tonight we're talking about kitchen orientations.
But yeah, so it's that.
See, I've got a racing spoon tied to a handle of my cupboard in the kitchen on a bit of paracord, which is actually it hangs down deep enough that I can just hold the cup there and just swirl the cup around the spoon. Rather than the spoon.
That's the only utensil you have in your kitchen.
So I mean, that's all you need, really, isn't it? That's all you need. Do anything with that. Yeah. Sharpen the edge up.
Ray says to have different drawers for different cutlery. No, Matthew.
So like one specific drawer for spoon. I'm not getting into this. No way. I know what he's doing. I'm not falling for it. I'm not going
Matthew
into it.
says, not when you've just moved house and can't find anything. So that's exactly the metaphor I'm trying to get here. Is that sorry, Adam just said, given some sleeping conditions, spooning is very relevant.
Absolutely. Big spoon, little spoon.
Sorry, going back to Matthew. Matthew's made a very good point there about when you move house. Obviously, if you keep changing everything every time, you're always going to be in the same position if you never really know where anything is. Which, when you're, in a stag at 2 a.m., it's dark and someone starts shooting at you, you want to be able to grab various bits and pieces so that you know where they are. It's the same with your Bergen setup as well. So, for example, I mean, we've talked about it before. I've obviously got that tanker bag that I'm sort of trying to use to keep all my admin stuff together in a very sort of neat and organized way, because I was forever going to an event, shoving everything in the Bergen. Then you go, just as we're about to leave the door, you're like, oh yeah, shit, I need that. So you grab another thing, you just put it in the top of your Bergen or in a random place. Then you're at the event, you don't know where that thing is, you can't find your spoon, you can't find a lighter, you're scrabbling around, you're trying to find your waterproofs when it starts pissing it down with rain. And it's that sort of thing that makes your game a little bit more efficient, because you know where stuff is, you know where to get it. If someone says, oh, can you grab that quick? Yep, I've got that. Problem solved.
Yeah, no, fair one, mate. Absolutely. I like that tanker bag you've got. That's a cool bit of kit, that is. I like that. Very, very much likings. I was actually tempted to get one of them for the drawers for the truck, for keeping the little bits and bobs in, just to grab that little grab bag to pull out, and looks like a cool little thing to have. So
the only way you could improve that, I think, is if you were to create it into like a rocket pouch. You could just unzip it. So it's
yeah. Well, that's what I see. I like
the main pouch.
That's what I quite like, those medic rocket pouches you can get, because obviously they do unzip from the side, and you can have like the Velcro netted pouches which sit inside it, and it's also got like a pull-out bit for a map, and that they're pretty cool. I think Rage has got them as well now. So yeah, I do like using them. They're good. And they're also good if you want to go back to using standard rocket pouches. If you're at an event where you've got like a penny case or a crate that you can take into your billet or something, they're just wicked for keeping small bits and bobs like your charge, like batteries, charger, electronic devices, things like that. And it's just like one little contained unit with a carry handle in your crate. You can just grab it out. So right, I need to do this. Gosh, there you go. Happy days. Yeah, no, they're a cool little bit of kit there. I do like them. I should show you my plate carrier quickly, because it's really it's uber simple. So basically. So that's my Warrior DCS, and it's literally just ammo, one more there, dangler for any admin bits. That's completely empty. I've got a dump pouch there, and I've got my pouches for my comms, where I run dual comms. So just inside the waistband there, there's one radio pouch, and I've got the same behind that buckle there. And that is literally it. Oh, and I've got my my earpiece has fallen out. Hang on. And I've got my water source on the back there.
Yeah.
And that is it. And that is all my plate carrier. Really simple. So I've given up running loads of stuff off of it. It's just.
But you've got a lot of stuff that goes with the webbing underneath that, don't you?
Yeah, well, I've got my shooter's belt, which will go with my plate carrier, or I can, because that is literally minimal loaded up, I can run that over the top of my webbing because I've got the low profile yoke as well for my webbing set. So if needs be, I could do that, which is cool. So yeah, but I just keep it nice and plain. Because I did have an admin pouch here, but then it's sort of like changing your mags out and you can catch the admin pouch and things like that. So I just need to keep that front clear. Quickest thing I need to get to, the most important thing is to be able to get to my mags. I've got a dump pouch and comms and my water source, and that will keep me going. You know, it's good enough. You know, any other bits and kit, additional kit I take would be in a day sack, which is loose on my back, which I can just dump if I need to. So that's my workings behind it. And obviously that goes in the top of my Bergen.
The same stuff in your day sack.
Yeah, well, it's what I try to do is if I'm using like my 17 litre, like my Virtus Assault Pack, or I'm using like my 60 litre Camelback Motherload, it'll sometimes be a case of essentially carrying what's in my webbing or my belt kit in my day sack. If I'm running a plate carrier and a shooter's belt, I'll run my webbing contents in a patrol pack, cook set, a slightly more advanced first aid kit if you need, because if I'm a team leader, and just carry a couple of extra plasters and bits and bobs like that for the team if you like. A couple of extra bottles of water, you know, a waterproof coat or something like that, you know, just you know, and some occasionally some mission specific stuff, you know, spare batteries for radios and bits and bobs like that.
Yeah, I mean, my day sack generally tends to be the most or least organised part of my kit, because that's always very specific as to what we're doing.
Yeah.
So
but then all my webbing is
water rounds on one event. It might be filled with water, or if it's a really hot day on another event. It just depends on what we're doing.
But I like it because obviously all my webbing, everything in my webbing is in its own waterproof stuff sack. So like all my cook sets in a stuff sack, rations are in a stuff sack. So I can literally just grab them out of the pockets, sling them into the day sack, and I know what's in what pouch. Do you know what I mean? And then when I'm not using it, I'm running webbing again. I'll just load it back up quickly. It's not like individual little bits and bobs, which is always good.
Yeah, cool. Ryan says Fight Light is definitely the option for airsoft. You want ammo, comms, and a little bit of water. We don't need to live out the kit as we only have a few meters from the fob Bergen. It does depend on the event you're at. Some events, if you're out on a patrol for, say, I mean, because we've been on events where you're out patrol for maybe sort of 3 or 4 hours. In which case, you know, I think we had one event where we were having to defend like a little outpost building or something for a good sort of 2 or 3 hours. And it was effectively our downtime. So
that's it. Yeah. So you want to be able to take and stuff. Yeah, make a brew and stuff like that, you know. I mean, obviously, airsoft hours are different to real fighting hours. Brian's used to both, so 3 or 4 hours for us at a location not near the fob is like, what was our going? And he's just like, sorry.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I personally, you know, I know that in your webbing set, you always take out your jet bottle, don't you?
Right. No, I don't. I run my I always take out me Crusader with either some Dragonfire fuel cells or I've not taken my transient, my little meths burner yet. I am tempted to give it a go, but I'm just so used to using them Dragonfire fuel cells. You know, 1 or 2 of them you can do a hot bevy, a hot meal, nice and small capacity, nice and quiet, smokeless. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's all good. I usually just leave that running in there.
Out on a quiet patrol and you get.
Oh, it is. That's the only thing. And it wasn't until someone mentioned it to me about how loud it actually like amplifies how loud it is. Now I turn it on, I'm like, oh, fuck, it's so loud. But then when you like your little hexy burn, it's just like a little with the flame. I'm like, it's much quieter. It's a much pleasant cooking experience.
I don't think I've ever taken a cook set out with me into the game in terms of that. I think probably worst case I've ever taken is the self-heating ration bags. So if I'm going to take sort of food out into the field that needs heating up, I'll probably take 2 of those just in case one fails.
Yeah, see, I've never used one. I'm completely. I mean, I'll tell you, I tried a. I think it was a Latvian ration pack at home on the kitchen side, and I had a self-heating pad, and it worked reasonably well. I wish I'd turned the food round halfway through because it was slightly chillier at one end than it was the other. But yeah, it worked well enough, you know, for a novice. Look, I've not used one before, but yeah, I'd say I probably
one end and con carne at the other.
I'm here all week. But yeah, I'd certainly just. I mean, I'm a creature of habit, so I'll stick with my hexy burner or my Dragonfire.
But that's the thing; it's a creature of habit. You know it works. You know where it is. You know how to set it up. That's the thing we're talking.
And that's exactly what that's what you get into, and it's what you're comfortable with using, and being confident with using your kit. You know, and that's what we always say. Always try your stuff out before you go to an event. Like if it's a brand new cook set or a brand new flame burner or a little one of these bad boys that screws on top of a can. That's my first ever one. That's like older than me. I think my dad gave me that. Still going strong. But yeah, one of them. Make sure you know. Oh right, yeah, how it lights. Make sure it functions correctly. Because if it doesn't work, then you are pretty screwed, aren't you? You know, it's always good to try this kit out before you go.
Steve Carter says, "NoFo's a bit late had to smash the bollocks out of a KFC."
Good, my son. You are completely and utterly forgiven, sir. Absolutely. Hope you gave it one from me.
Adam says, quick question. Do you run a ruck with the DCS? And if so, how do you manage with the bulky shoulder straps?
See, I run... Go on.
Sorry, go on.
No. You.
Okay. I generally tend to run a day sack rather than a full Bergen. Just because mostly don't tab into a lot of events. That being said, I think with the one that coming up where we are tabbing in, I probably won't be running the plate carrier with that. So I guess that's the trade-off there. So I don't know. I mean, the only say the day sack generally tend to sling it over the top. It's not the most comfortable, but then I'm not usually running around with it. It normally kind of goes to a location, gets dumped there.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really found it to be an issue running a day sack over a plate carrier. I set mine up so it's quite taut at the top. So I think, if I remember rightly, the day sack straps sit just inside the plate carrier straps. I think. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Either. They never really sit directly on the top. But then I have got the chest clip, so to pull it tight. Just to hold the plate, just to hold the day sack in place nicely. And I've used that. Obviously, I've got the 17 litre, little 20 litre patrol pack, and also the 60 litre, which I used at the SEO event in September. No, not September. What am I talking about? When was it? July.
I was going to say it was sort of
July-ish, middle of August, something like that. And I ran the 60 litre mother load there, and yeah, I found it nice and comfy. The only thing I did do with the mother load was remove the spine out of it, because I needed it to compact down small enough to be able to roll up and put it in the top of my Bergen, so that when I got to our harbour area or anything, and I need to go on a patrol, I could pack a day sack and take that out with me. And it's the same for my 17. That doesn't come with a spine, but I always put a day sack. Sort of like the last thing to go in my top of my Bergen is either my patrol pack or my day sack, just so when we get to wherever we're going, I can load it up and go again. Just dump the Bergen in the bush till we need it in the evening or whatever, you know. But yeah, no, I've never found any problems.
Cold. I have had cold.
Oh, do you know what? Actually, yeah, I had. What was that? What was that event we were at? And I ate a cold ration pack meal, and it was bloody handsome. I'm sure it was like a meatballs bolognese or something.
Okay.
And I just thought, sod it, I'll eat it cold. Just bollocks, I'm going to try it. And it was delicious. It genuinely, you know, when you've made a bolognese at home in your kitchen after you found all your spoons and stuff. It's like, and you've got like a bowl of it left over in the fridge the next day, and you just think, oh fuck it, it's delicious. It's always tastes nice the second time round, doesn't it? Well, some things do.
There's a chance to sort of marinate and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I enjoyed it. I didn't mind it really that much. But you've got to have a hot bevy, though. I know you can eat cold dinners, but you've got to have a cup of tea or a coffee. I generally
tend to be the other side of it. I would rather have a hot meal than a cold drink.
No, I'll have a cup of tea. I've got to have a coffee or a cup of tea, mate. Otherwise, I'll turn into a right diva.
Yeah, I know. Freshman says, I tried just running cold rations at the SEO event. Worked out quite well, even after getting a warning from the boss. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't have a problem with cold rations. Personally, I would rather heat them if I can.
Even after getting, I didn't give you a warning. What did I give you a warning for? I tried doing rations for an event. Worked out quite well, even after getting a warning from the boss. What, for eating cold rations? I would have done that, would I? Sorry, Wayne.
He was only having like the lemon chews and a bit of biscuits brown, and you shared that because they were cold.
No, I'll tell you what is though good is the cherry powder. It's either the raspberry or the cherry powder drink. You put that in hot water.
Yeah.
Naughty, very naughty.
I was just going to say I quite like a warm Dr Pepper occasionally as well. That's not too shabby. Nah, give it a go. It's quite nice.
How do you do that then? Just pour a can into a pan and
I found
pour
out
a can into a pan.
No, I found out because I left a bottle of Dr Pepper in the car in the middle of the summer, but it's quite nice. It's not too bad.
Fair play.
So right, okay. So that was point one: muscle memory, loadout setup. The next one, this is a big thing for Ryan, is physical fitness.
Yes, be like Ryan. Anyhow, so topic 3.
No, I think I mean,
I think obviously you need to have an element of fitness about you, to a certain degree. I'm not saying you've got to be a triathlete or anything like that, or an Ironman at all. That's not a requirement, but it's always, being fit does very much help you.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
That's the thing. I mean, this is. I am not the fittest person, right? And this is not a
no, but you can hold your own though,
MilSim. Yeah,
can't you?
So that's the thing. I mean, I think it's ultimately if you want to improve your game, if you want to be, getting more out of your event, you want to be the person at the front helping push forward. You want to be, you don't want to be that guy like, oh, come on, hurry up, you're panting at the back, struggling. You need to be, working to try and improve that. If you want to get the most out of your game and your event. We're not suggesting that you have to go and be a marathon runner and all of that, and you have to go and Mike, you're buff, bruv. Thanks, mate. I'm not suggesting you need to be like Ryan and you go and medevac every player on the field for no reason.
In one go. Like an Adonis.
But at the same time, if you can leg it 100 meters between buildings and then you're not breathing for your life when you get to the far end,
pulling the brown bag out your pocket whilst you're getting there. Really? Oh, really.
Thanks to my loadout memory, I know exactly where the brown bag is.
It's right next to my spoons.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, it's not the end of the world. It's something that you can do for free. It doesn't really going to cost you loads of money to not necessarily train, but you can improve your physical fitness, exercise, eating better. It's all things that we hear as dietary improvement and improving
exactly
your mental health.
We're all adults. You all know what's good and what's bad for you.
Yeah.
It's and it's one of them. I mean,
I
lost the bug for the gym a long time ago, and I stopped. I didn't go to the gym for many years, and I've recently, I caught the bug back in March, and I've not been. Oh, I had a couple of weeks off during the summer holidays with the kids, but I've been there 3, 4, 5 times a week since March, and I've been loving it. I've really got the bit between my teeth again, and it's hard because I've tried going back several times to the gym, and I've been once or twice, and I've gone, nah, fuck it, I can't be bothered. And I've genuinely just not been in the right frame of mind, and you've really got to be into it to go and enjoy it, because there's nothing worse than going to do something you're not going to like, because that's ridiculous. That's that's bordering on insanity. You've got to be in the right frame of mind to want to get fit and want to train and do those bits. I mean, it's handy that I train with one of my best mates as well every day. So because we both work nights, it's sort of a bit of a no-brainer. So that always helps. We sort of egg each other on. But
it doesn't even need to necessarily be. You've got to hit the gym 3 or 4
no,
times a week.
Go for a walk in the park every evening.
Yeah, even just getting a few more steps in your day. Not picking up that donut at work that someone's brought in for their birthdays, anything like that. Little things like that will have impact. It will make a difference over the duration.
That's where I was coming unstuck. I work nights, you see, all the time. I've worked nights for about 11 years now, and it got to the point where I was finishing work sort of like 5 o'clock in the morning, driving home. I'm feeling hungry, stopping at a garage, sandwich, crisp, chocolate bar, bottle of pop. Maybe a couple of bags of crisps. You know what I mean? Stuffing them on the way home in the car, getting in and thinking, might have something else to eat, a bit of toast or something, and then going to bed on that. Going to bed on a belly full of bad food, and then getting up and then not training it, not walking it off. And thank God we got our dog a week into the first lockdown. We got the dog, the hound, because I've been up over the woods with him. Whereas before I wouldn't have been doing that. So it's I'm not saying I owe him anything, because I don't, because he's a pain in the ass, but I love him. Don't tell him I said that. But yeah, it's getting into that mindset, getting it, and then bad habits. But I'm talking from my personal experience with getting back into training. That's what it's been for me. It's a lot of bad habits all coming to a head, and seeing that picture of me shooting, I was just like, oh my God, got to sort that out. Why did you wear a pink jumper, you twat? Because that's just made it look worse. You look naked from the top half up. Yeah, so yeah, that sort of really did kick my ass into gear and go, right, yeah, you got to do something about this now, Lance. It's getting silly now.
And it is hard, I mean,
it is, mate.
It's something I'm trying to do at the moment myself, and it's one of the things that we've talked about previously on the episode, and I know sort of a few people have mentioned we want to talk about it, and it is difficult. I mean, I'm finding I don't have the time to lend going to the gym, but all I'm doing at the moment is I've just cut out a few bad things. I'm eating a bit more fruit at lunch, and trying to get more steps in, and I'm already noticing a difference. It's not as high impact. It's not going to be as quick as You know, you've got into the Adonis that you are, Lance, but you know, it's
far
making a
from it,
difference.
sir.
That's the thing.
You know,
and
but it's weird. See,
realistically,
I can put weight on. I can look at a cake and gain weight.
Yeah.
See, I didn't go to the gym for 2 weeks during the summer holidays, right, and put a kilo back on, which is not a great deal of weight. It's not a great deal of weight, but yeah. So I did lose 3 stone, but now I'm just under. I've lost 3, so I've got that ground to make up again, which I will do. I will do it, you know. But I've not gone on any mad diet, or you know, I'm only licking the fat off of bacon and then just staring at celery all day long. I'm not. I'm just making sensible choices. I'm having a normal meals. I have got a penchant for chicken breast and crackers with a bit of hummus at the minute. That's sort of like my midday snack sort of thing. And olives. I love olives. I'm just eating loads more veg, you know, just banging the vegetables, the dark greens, meat, a bit of fruit, you know, as and when, bit of sugar after training. You know, I've not cut sugar out of my coffees. I still have a sugar in my coffee because I like it and I love food. And I'm not going to sacrifice everything. I've given up a lot, so I'm going to keep that. I've given up. I don't eat crisps. I don't eat chocolate bars. I don't eat cakes unless it's a very, very special occasion. Whereas before, if the missus had bought a 6-pack of Rolo mini cake bars for the kids, I'd have 4 of them. There's only 2 children in this house. They only need 1 each. That's the way I look at it. That was like my outlook on biscuits. Biscuits, if they were meant to be eaten 1 at a time, they would be in a resealable packet.
Yeah.
As soon as you open biscuits, game on in my eyes.
They are in single portion servings.
Exactly, yeah. This packet is now destroyed. I will now eat these.
Right, there's a few comments. Oh, hang on. I'm throwing them up instead of pushing them up. Ray says, Lance, since my knee has given up the ghost, I've put on a stone, so don't worry about it. Oh, sorry.
That was easily lost, mate. Sorry to hear that, buddy.
Terry says, it's hard for me to train. I work 12-hour shifts, 4 days, 4 nights, and 4 off. It fucks up my body clock. Yeah,
I bet. Yeah, I don't know how people do that. The 4 nights on, 4 days, and what Dan does that. Like he could work 2 nights and then he'd be off for a day, and then be on a day shift, and then he'd be on. I just think I'll be shot to bits now. If I'm on nights constantly, which I am, Monday to Friday, night shifts. If I work the weekends, it's night shifts. My body clock is adjusted to that. It's fine. I can get over that. But yeah, chopping and changing like that, it's just nah, mate. Sorry, not for me, Governor.
So Ryan and Rage actually, funnily enough, both said the same thing. So it's not just about airsoft as well; it's the health benefits in general for life.
Yeah. I mean, as people have said to me when I've spoke to someone who doesn't know what airsoft is, they say, "Oh, what's airsoft?" I say, easiest way I can explain it: it's a healthy way of playing Call of Duty, and that's essentially what it is, isn't it? You know, you get your character outfit sorted out, you drop into the game zone, and you run around, get all sweaty. You're not sitting at home covered in pizza with a 4-litre bottle of Coke next to you over the straw.
The thing with airsoft is that ultimately, you know, people spend thousands on kit, probably tens of thousands in their lifetime. But how many people will actually generally prioritize their health a little bit as part of that? You know, you do have to do a lot of running around. It can't hurt to get a little bit of practice in doing that before an event, because it's just going to mean you're just not absolutely fucking knackered.
Well, this is it. You know, you think you've bought all this kit, you've probably got about £30 worth of kit you've got to put on. You think, I bet a bit fitter to be dancing about in this all day long. You know what
I mean, Pegasus says I tend to run weighted plates at normal skirmish days just to get.
That's what I want to get. See, skirmish days for me, I reckon that's an absolute arse kicker of a workout, because as soon as the whistle goes, it's like, got to get to that objective and run, you know, dodging all the stag parties and blokes dressed as gimps and Darth Vader every now and again and Deadpool, whatever it is. You're constantly running. I'd say you're expelling a lot more calorie burning at a skirmish day like that than you would be if you went on just on one patrol at a MilSim event, because it's a lot more slow, it's a lot more steady. Again, there are elements of like bursts of energy, but a skirmish day I think is a lot more frantic, sort of action wise. You know, it's instantaneous. You're there. Especially like you see like Ed's videos and that, he's cutting about like a crazy man. Yeah. You know, that's a skirmish day. A MilSim event, that wouldn't be the case. You know, it's a totally different style of gameplay. But it's a long, drawn-out process. It's the stamina, it's the mental strength and the stamina for being able to starting a game at whatever time it is in the morning, 9 a.m, and then going through all day till 9 at night, not having any rest, then potentially getting like an hour's sleep through that night, going all through the next day, and then through that night, and then finishing on the Sunday or something. You know, it is hard going mentally and physically on your body. It's for me, it's definitely the stamina. Having the stamina build up is a big part of it.
Ryan says exercise just comes down to being able to stay with a team and not missing the action because you need to sit it out.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
I'll tell you what, one thing that I do want to sort of fit into this, because this comment sort of struck a nerve a little bit with me. Is that I know that I've missed out on things occasionally in the past just because I'm tired before I get to the event. So not necessarily being because of particularly unfit or anything like that. It's because I don't have a particularly good sleep pattern as it is on a normal day-to-day basis. So
no, that's right.
my
I
weekend
can
is
vouch for that.
basically the point I catch up on sleep. So for me to then, I'm running into the weekend already tired is not helpful. So again, highly recommend trying to just get a good few nights of sleep before an event. Makes a massive difference as well.
It does, mate. It does. Yeah, getting that rest in. You need to get that rest in. Even day to day, you've got to get that rest. I mean, I've got used to now. I can run on 6 hours. I'll get me 6 hours in. So I'll get up at like lunchtime, and then that'll do me then till I finish work the next day. So I sort of literally run on 6 out of the 24 hours. Is me asleep. The rest of it, I'm up and about doing bits. So which ain't too bad. I'm used to that now. Like I said, I'm a creature of habit. Once you get into it, that's it. A lot of guys, like Dan, for example, he'll get up a bit earlier, but then he'll have like an hour or so in the evening before he goes to work. Whereas once I'm awake at lunchtime, I just go through then because I'll feel terrible if I had an hour's kip before work. I wouldn't want to go. So I just stay up. I'm used to that, I'm used to that. And I found as well, getting back into my training, my injuries have lessened and my knees improved. Now, whether that's the joints getting stronger or from deadlifting and squatting and things like that, but my right knee, I used to really suffer with it terribly. But I've not had a touch wood. I've not had a knock or anything like that for a long time now. I've got a slight twinge in my shoulder, but I think I just need to go and get a deep tissue massage sorted on that because I've not had one for a while. But other than that, yeah, all good.
Yeah.
It only helps.
While the mental strength point is true, it reminds me of that really cringy Operation Lion Claws post. I haven't seen that post. I don't know if you have, Lance.
No, I haven't. No.
Adam, let us know what that was about because I'd be interested to find out more about that. But I mean, don't get me wrong. The whole point about the physical fitness and the like is not. It's not suggesting you need to go and be training for an event. Oh yeah, I MilSim, so I run 10 miles every day. Mate, just run 10 miles every day if you want to run 10 miles every day. That's fine, but don't feel like it's part of the event. But it will help improve your game.
It's not got you. You're not got to be super fit to carry out meals. You need to be able to sort of carry yourself in that, and you are going to be carrying additional weight on top of your weight, so you've got to bear that in mind. But and it will be more than what you carry on a skirmish day, I'm guessing. You're going to be carrying additional water, depending on how long you're going to be out there for, whether you carry any extra ammunition, not what the ammunition would be the same. But yeah, there are elements to it, and obviously, like I said, it's the longevity of the event and how long you're going to be out there for. That's what you need to sort of obviously bear in mind, especially for new guys as well doing it.
Right. So the post Adam's just sent it to me. I'm going to read it out. I can't be bothered to shut on the screen. So the post says, "In the heart of every airsoft burns the soul of an ancient warrior. We may not enlist. We may
stop
not
now.
Deploy, but it's horrendous.
Just stop.
Never
now.
Let anyone tell you that we're not heroes too. Fuck's sake. Yeah, not anything like that. Don't agree with that at all.
Don't ever. Yeah.
No. We are kids that run around in the woods. We are in no way.
I am a 39-year-old, 10-year-old running around the woods playing toy soldiers, and I love it. It's great fun, isn't it? Why do you do that? Because it's wicked fun. And that is essentially what it comes down to. Yeah. But everyone should be giving the same answer. Why do you do it? Because it's wicked fun. It is genuinely wicked fun.
Where you've just been laying in the dirt.
Yeah.
Cold.
But you might get shot in the face.
You spend most of the weekend going, I'd love a McDonald's hamburger right now.
Yeah. It is for me. That is it. It's wicked fun.
Pegasus says Trident are a good choice for weighted plates as well. As well as Travail plates before they stopped. Currently 9.1 kilos in total.
Adam Latchford there. America. America, I'm free.
Well, talking of three,
God love him.
So what went wrong? What went wrong?
I wasn't fit enough. I wasn't fit enough and I couldn't keep up with anybody. I had so many injuries, I'd sit out most of it. That's what fucking went wrong.
My muscle memory was all over the place. I didn't know.
That's it, yeah. Shot to river. Absolutely shot to bits, mate. Shot to bits.
We talked about this in the past with the what went wrong. It's something I think that should be asked both at the end of missions, when you're out and about at an event. It should be asked when you're leaving the event. It should be asked. whenever you do something, I always generally tend to ask myself what went wrong and how can you sort of improve. And it's a useful little learning tool because it's the sort of thing which, and don't just ask yourself, ask other people, what did you see that you think I could have done better? And as long as it's constructive, you're shit.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me is point out. You're shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No, but you've got to critique yourself. I think when you come back, it's good. It's good. If you're in a good solid team in that as well, or you're in the section you've been put in for the event, you have a chin wag. Right, what could we have done better there that we didn't do? Lessons learned for next time. It's important, I think.
Especially, we don't generally tend to play that often together, do we? Let's be honest. Like,
well, it'd be nice to, wouldn't it? But we're just so busy.
It would be nice to, but the last event I think we were probably all at was probably Legion.
Oh, as a team, as in our team.
Yeah.
Legion. Yeah, we had a good. I mean, mate, we had a good turnout for that, and we were lucky enough to have a couple of the Reaper boys along. I think we had the biggest section. We had our 14-man section. It was quality. That was brilliant. That event. That was bloody brilliant. Apart from I lost my O-light there. I didn't lose it. I left it there because I'm a tit.
Oh no, we had the DEA one as well, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a Defiant.
That was more of a mix of us, I think. But...
Yeah, I meant a full complement of the Zulu 1-3. Yeah. That would have been at Legion. That was bloody good. That was obviously there was still a couple of faces missing from the team.
At the end of those taskings and stuff like that, I know that we were sort of sitting down and going, right, how can we improve? What can we do better next time, etc.
Yep, for sure.
It does make a big difference, because it gives you the opportunity of going, oh yeah, I fucked up there, sorry, and it means that everyone else is then more aware of that. And the next time you're going out,
just things to bear in mind, and that.
Oh yeah, fuck, I need to make sure I bring a little bit more arrow with me or something like that.
With my gun again, guys. Sorry, I will get there.
Batteries.
Oh my god, yeah. I was walking and I thought I should be carrying something. It's like, God, those slippery rifles. They're easily forgotten.
The classic that comes to memory from the last event, the DEA one that we did with Defiant, was we were out on a night tasking to go and do sort of a troll up around the back. We had 3 guys with nods. So I put one in front, one in the middle, and one at the back. So I think Danny and I, and possibly 2 or 3 others. I think it must have been like a little quad bike or something came rushing past with the full lights on. So we all sort of piled into this bush.
That's right.
We went in there. I think someone had their light or their finger on their light trigger or whatever, and just bloomed this big old bulb of light everywhere, and it was just a nightmare. But that was something we learned. It's a case of checking your spacings.
Well, not me as well. I left my spares for my thermal back at the fob. So I had to, people stripping their kit for some AA batteries for me to get us back and to clear the actual area that we needed to clear. I was just like, fucking hell, done it again, bastard. Yeah. But there we go.
But you'll remember that next time. That's the thing.
No, probably not. I'll still forget it.
Nah, you'll remember it.
I will. That's one thing I do. I am sort of regimented and remembering things next time.
So what went wrong?
But you got to make mistakes. You're human at the end of the day. You got to learn from them.
Oh yeah. Don't get me
wrong. It's only a game.
Exactly. And the things that go wrong on one event won't be the same things that go wrong all the time. It might
there'll be loads of other things.
A bad day where you're playing at an event where it's full of mosquitoes. You might find that never happens, but you might decide after that event to carry a little bit of deep cream with you or something like that. Just so that you have the capability to sort that out in the next time it happens.
That's it, yeah. And from doing events, your kit will change as well as you go through. Like when I got that terrible chafe and I got the old Under Armour long cycling shorts after that, not been an issue. The step 1 boxes and people going mad for that sort of stuff. You all have to go through things and then think, right, I really need to sort that out. So they've been a bloody godsend. They have, preventing the old chafe. Is nothing worse, man. But all good points.
That part of a team you run out, then the next Don's like, you chicken curry, I got you. I don't understand you, Danny.
Your chicken curry is don't worry.
Yeah, I got that bit. John says, I never know how he never saw us on that quad. I think
yeah.
There was absolutely no way that we were
maybe he was too preoccupied looking for the owls at the time. I think maybe.
Here you go. So Pegasus says radios are the biggest thing that goes wrong at a MilSim. How many people
absolutely
go to a MilSim and go, oh, my radio's shit. Go away from the MilSim and then do nothing about it.
Yeah. I've got a bit better since doing this and obviously chatting away with people who are much better with radios than I am. I've sort of picked up a few little bits, and I'm not saying, you know, but I've got enough to get by. If someone gave me some frequencies and that, I could program my radio to those frequencies of squelch and, you know, CTCSS and all that bollocks, do all that, and it's got a lot better. You know, I think our comms as a team have got a lot better when we've been to the last couple of events we've done. Whether the comms themselves have failed, not through human error, but just because it's fucking comms are just like, I'm not going to work today. You know, it's one of them. You know, you're always going to have problems. You know, whether you've got a Bofang or whether you've got a 152 or you know, whatever it could be. You know, you're always going to have problems with comms, regardless of comms. You know, it's just one of them. But having a basic understanding of your radio and what it's meant to do,
that makes a big difference.
Can only benefit you. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So there's two more points we obviously want to make, and this kind of goes into all of them. I'm going to go into the pre-game intel next. We'll leave the other one for last. But so the pre-game intel, by this, I don't just mean know what the storyline is of the event. So this is not just, oh yeah, I know that I'm fighting X for the A army, and I'm going to be going over there and camping there and dealing with that. So the pre-game stuff, we're talking about making sure your kit's squared away, making sure your kit's all sorted out. Don't leave it to the last minute before you've got it all sorted. Again, you know, we're talking about comms there. Take the time to make any changes that you learned from your last event before you go to that event. You know, it doesn't take more than half an hour to watch a quick YouTube video on something and just gen up on how your radio works, for example. Or if you need a bit of kit,
this is it. You know, it's like
if you need a bit of kit or an accessory for your rifle or something like that, don't get to the event and go, oh yeah, should have ordered that.
Yeah, especially if it's like a critical bit of kit that you needed to replace and you've not done that, and you just sort of like, fuck, this might work, it might not. You know, and we like to say with radios, and you know, charge your batteries up before you come to the event. Program your radio before you come to the event, and once you're happy it's all programmed, take the battery out, turn it off and take the battery out. Amount of times that people have got in touch, oh, my radio's on, I've got one bar left, it's been on since Thursday, and it's been on since Tuesday, and it's now Friday night, and it's like, mate, come on, that's fucking schoolboy error. You know, program them, take the battery out, leave them in your battery bag with all your other batteries, you know, and you've got your comms bag for all your comms, you know. Yeah, see, Terry, look, you know, from the horse's mouth, you know, comms don't work. Exactly. Even now, I expect there's probably issues with comms because it is just one of those things. You know, things get in the way, things happen. You know, but yeah, your pre-event checks, you know, bomb your mags up the night before, bomb your pistol mags up, you know, gas up what you need gassing up, pack it all away, ready to go. All those little things. Fill your water bladder up, fill your water bottles up, pack them in the bag that you need.
I'll tell you what, there's nothing more frustrating when I get to an event. And I mean, I'm guilty of this as well. So this is not me sort of picking on anyone in particular, but you get to an event and people are basically still packing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I'm going to put the water in my bladder. I'm going to start bombing up my mags and stuff like that. It's like, I get it. You know, I mean, obviously, there's this whole theory about not leaving BBs in your mags and stuff because
but if it's a day before, man, come on.
The day before should be fine.
You know, potentially, if you're in a MilSim and it's a really good one, there's probably going to be one of your mags at the end of the weekend that's still been bombed up since Thursday night or Friday night. So, you know, doing it one day beforehand is not going to make any difference whatsoever. It's more time for you on site to get your bearings and sort more essential bits of kit out, like intel, getting briefings when you're like, oh, you'll be there in a minute. Just bombing up my mag. You know. It's like, come on, we're supposed to be there, getting a briefing. Yeah. You know, and you're fucking about putting batteries in stuff and, you know.
And it's, I mean,
get it all squared.
I find as well is when kit breaks. So, for example, I've got a pair of trousers that the button fell off on. I have not sewn that button up. I take those trousers off. They go in the wash. I forget about them. I get to like the day before the event. I'm like, oh, I've got to remember to sew that on. Get to the event. I haven't sewn it on. Just wandering around with my knob hanging out because like the button on the trousers isn't working. And it's that sort of stuff that it's just like, you know, just take the time. And this is definitely not being holier than thou because I'm terrible for this. But just take the time to prep your kit properly and get yourself sorted for an event. So yeah,
no, that's it exactly. A kit admin, you know, making sure like before the event, making sure it's all squared away, it's all packed nicely, you know where it all is, and you're confident using the kit list. You know, we've got our kit list on the website that you can use to reference. And the same goes afterwards, after the event. Like Mike said there, damaged trousers. You know, anything that's damaged, make a note of it. Lovely. And get it squared away, ready for your next one. You know, things like that.
Selling laminated copies of this.
laminated,
In the post
and with a NoFo marker pen.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Ooh.
So in terms of the actual event as well, it is useful to obviously read the storylines and bits and pieces, so you actually know what you're doing at the event.
I've been guilty of that before. I will hold my hand up.
Yeah.
Got to event. Everyone understand what they're doing?
Well,
Did you read the briefings?
I mean, ultimately, the taskings and stuff you probably get briefed on the day, but you will get more out of your event for the immersion side of things if you've got a rough idea of why you're apparently meant to be in this AO.
Exactly, or who you're against, whether they've got a specific name or you know, an acronym for their faction or whatever it could be. You know what the gist of the event. You know, an overview would be handy.
Because otherwise, you might as well be on a skirmish day.
Yeah,
like,
I mean
versus that team.
The organisers have taken the time out of their busy lives outside of organising MilSim events or Airsoft events, shall I say, to write this up for nobody to read it and then get because I'd be frustrated to buggery.
Well, if
I have been, yeah. I'm going down that road. Why did you bring that up? I just got over that.
Sorry.
But yeah, I completely appreciate how frustrating it is to write a really well worded storyline for an event with instructions specifically for a faction, for them to be completely and utterly ignored and not even looked at or taken out the packet. I completely get that. So please read the things that are given to you before an event if you can, because it really does help you and it helps the whole event itself. Because there could be some crucial intel in there
for the immersion. That's ultimately, I guess, to me what MilSim is. Military simulation. You know, you are trying to simulate something. You can't simulate it if you don't engage fully with the process.
Exactly that. You're not booking a hotel or booking a campsite. You're going to read up on it beforehand before you go. You're not just going to pay and think, fuck it. What's there? I don't know. Fuck it. Well, don't we get there, won't we?
Gravel. I brought a
field,
tent, but it's a gravel campsite for caravans.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, nice one. Genius. But yeah, read up on it.
Yeah.
You know, there might be some little nuggets of wisdom in there. You think, oh, hello, that's going to be exciting. Look forward to that.
Yeah, Kenny says a lot of time gets put into them too. So exactly, you know,
it does, mate. It absolutely does. Yeah, I've seen people. I've spoken to a few organisers prior to an event, and you can see the stress levels going through the roof. They want to make sure it's right for everyone who's taking part. They want everyone to enjoy it. You know, their names are on the line at the end of the day, and they really do try to produce these events and scenarios within the events for you guys to enjoy, for all of us to enjoy, and for people to just like, yeah, fuck it, we're going to Airsoft weekend, and with the lads. It's like, well, no, come on, mate. You know, I know it's fun, I know it's a game and all that, but there is an element to it where you do need to understand what you're doing and why you're there, because it makes it more fun for everybody else if you're on the same sort of page, you know.
Sorry, so where Danny had said, but that part of a team you run out, then the next Don's like, you don't chicken curry. I got you. Adam said, Danny proving that Britain does have cultural diversity.
Absolutely does. Yeah, that is. Danny is the face of the diverse culture in Britain.
So much fun to hang out with.
I love him.
I do.
Honey G.
I openly do. It's not a joke. Danny, you're my bro. Danny also said, fuck that, just give it to one of the mics. Yeah, so a lot of our team don't understand how their radios work. There's probably about 3, so it's Mins, me, or Mike Brewer. That's got a bit more of an idea. I'm not going to say we're experts because we're not, but we've got a bit more of an idea. And it does always seem that I end up going to the event and having about 8 radios to program before we go out on the game. So even if you give people a briefing sheet, even if you get somebody else to help them, it's just no one knows what to do. Ryan says, Terry, it hasn't got any better. I have 3 different types of radios for Kenya, so just so one works: VHF, HF, and data. So,
bloody hell. Yeah. Well, Ryan is currently boarding a flight to a certain place, so we wish you a safe return, Ryan, and enjoy. Tight lines, mate.
Oh yeah, sorry, I just saw that. Going to and leave you guys. Need to catch a flight. Bye, Ryan. Have fun.
Have fun, mate. Enjoy.
Bring me back a zebra. There's zebras in Kenya? I assume there are. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say there's zebras in Kenya. Zebras in America.
Pegasus. So this is talking about getting your kit sorted out before the event. That's one of the things I'm worst for. I book a day off work before an event and still leave it last minute to pack. Yeah, and it's stressful at that point as well because you're like, oh, fuck, I've got to get all this stuff.
Yeah. Got to get to the shop. Need to get a couple of Rat Pack meals. You know, I've run out of gas. I haven't got any gas for me cook up at my burner or something like that. You know. Yeah, just do it. I mean, events usually go on sale 8-10 weeks before the event. You've got 10 weeks, man. Or worst case scenario, you've got 4 weeks. I mean, you've got 4 weeks If you took a day out of each of those weeks for an hour, that you'd be more than squared away in time for the event. You know, allocate yourself today. I'm going to sort out my sleep system today, and then tomorrow I'm going to sort out my cook set, and then I'm going to sort out this, and then I'm going to just allocate yourself an hour or half an hour from a day to get yourself sorted. That's simple as it is. Simple. No excuses, Mike, is there? No excuse.
So my little pet admission is that the fact that I don't just have to pack, I have to unpack for the event and clean everything up that's not working and broken and dirty, and then pack. Then that's the problem I always have.
Yeah, exactly.
So
sorry, Terry. Yes, I think. Yeah, Ryan. Sorry, you might be right. I think Ryan is going to Cyprus. I think he's Kenya. No, I think he's Kenya in October.
Oh.
Not that it's any of our business.
Enjoy Cyprus then.
But enjoy wherever it is you're going that's not here.
But I still want a zebra.
But we still, yes, one of them Cypriot zebras if you can. I know they're rare. But if you could waggle that way back through customs, that'd be blinding. Thank you.
There we go. Right, last point. The last one we want to talk about, that is shameful admin, Mike. I know, Rage, and I am. This is one of my guilty things. I am not always the most organised of people. The only reason this camo net is up is because it's just piled with stuff behind it. So, yeah, something. That,
I'm not going to show you what my loft looks like.
Yeah. It's definitely something I could learn from, and I can only assume that other people out there need help as well. Maybe we should start like an Airsoft Anonymous. It's just like, I need help.
To be fair, I've recently done a boot fair.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it is all boxed, but it's just not.
I'm not even going to take the picture.
It's not as squared as I'd like it to be.
Yeah,
it could be better.
Lance, he does. Just let him know.
What do I offer? What's this now? What have you signed me up to? You tosser.
Right, moving on.
Anyway, panic.
So the last point I want to talk about is verbal communication. So with this point, so again, this is a way of upping your game. Obviously, you can go to an event and you can tell people, "Oh, the bad guy's behind the tree."
Yeah. Let's fuck him up.
There's nothing worse than like radio chatter and verbal taskings, instructions, briefings, translated information, being concise. Again, I know I'm guilty of it occasionally. You start to ramble when you're talking. We are airsofters.
Well, you
we are not.
Never.
Oh, you're just as bad.
Oh, yeah. Where was I? Sorry.
Yeah. But so in terms of comms, obviously comms can be patchy. We've already established that. So the information being translated over the comms needs to be concise, clear, and helpful. Whereas the number of times you go, "Oh yeah, and we've got to go and pick A up. I've got to get the box. I think we're in. I don't know, what building are we in? 2 secs.
4.
We're in building C. And it's that kind of communication. You need to be not practicing, but it's helpful to try and. This is a really bad way of explaining verbal communication in not.
Is this going to be as bad as the spoons analogy?
No, I mean it's. To be brutally honest with you, I don't know how you would improve your verbal communication. The only way I can actively see is when you're trying to sell someone something. Try and give them basic information. So, for example, don't say they're behind that tree, they're behind that building. Try and at least get a reference point of where you're talking about. So, for example, again, don't just say 12 o'clock because 12 o'clock's not necessarily clear. If you can see someone down the street that you're aiming down, shout that you can see them down the street, 2 buildings down on the left. At least that's giving somebody a little bit more idea than they're behind the building.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly. Just clear, concise, and simple instructions. The same when you're talking to Zero. If you're going to let them know where you are, what the situation is, and what you want me to do about it. Mm-hmm. Those sort of 3 things, really. That's basically all you need. If they want a situation report from you or sit rep from you, that's what you need to tell them. This is where I am. This is what's happening. What do you want me to do about it? Pretty much. I'm just stabbing in the dark there. I'm not saying that's possible, but. We do that. We have to use a lot of radios now at work, working out the railway. You have to be clear and concise, especially if you've got to make like an emergency call or anything to the signaller or electrical control room, anything like that. So you've got to be, where you are, what's happened, what do you require, repeat it back to me. And then, and going on from there, basically. Just keep it simple. Don't ramble on about, oh, there's a fucking tree over there, lovely little tree of birds. This is where I am. This is what's happened. What do you want me to do about it?
Yep.
And that is it. Nice and simple. Nice and simple.
I mean, other things you can learn. We've obviously talked about the difference between contact and eyes on.
Yep.
You know, little bits and pieces like that makes a massive
Stand
difference.
to.
Stand to. Yeah.
There's a twig moving. Stand to. Stand to.
I mean, you know,
Twigs!
ultimately, Kerry says, "Mike, you've been around Danny too much." I mean, ultimately, the people that have actually been in service and stuff like that. I mean, Terry. You know, Terry's going to be one for knowing a lot more about.
Yeah. Terry, Rage, Ryan, Les. Quite a few boys on there, which is really handy actually to know.
Maybe it's something that we can come up with as like a little crib sheet to help practice in terms of. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how to improve your verbal communication, but it's
almost like a sheet of like basic
difference.
commands, like like an example. If you needed to contact zero, you know what you would say, what the responses back would be, roundabout, you know, and from there, like maybe we could produce something like that, so people who are very very new to it or going to be like a radio op for the first time at an event, they can think, right, this is what I need to say. But and that is like almost like a cue card. You know, I use them all the time for briefings at work. You know, you make a few notes of where we're working, how we're going to get there, what we've got to do, safety arrangements, emergency evacuation points, blah 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 blah, nearest hospital, all that jazz. And I have that as a little just set up there on my phone in my notes, just so I can reference it. So I'm not. I save all my talking nonsense and bollocks for Wednesday nights on here. So then when I get back out in the real world, I'll start talking sensibly again.
S-Bar. So Rage has just mentioned S-Bar, developed by the RAF, which is...
S-Bar. Love an acronym.
It stands for...
Is it as good as Cam Watagarex?
It is very similar. So it stands for Situation, Background, Assessment and Recommendation. So for example, with the situation, I am the name, the role, etc. I'm calling about, I'm calling because, anything like that. The background, this is unfortunately for the NHS I'm reading, so this is talking about patients. This is definitely not the most useful guide, but the background is talking about your observations, what you're basically messaging about. The assessment, I think the problem is, I need to do, you know, basically your assessment of that situation, and then the recommendation, I need you to do this, or can you instruct on what you want us to do, etc., etc. There we go. Rage says, situation, background, assessment, recommendations was developed for communicating casualties to start with, but works for any quick, concise communication if you need to get something across.
That's it, exactly that.
So there you go.
Or K-hole. Oh God, what's he designed now? Danny's got an acronym. K-hole. Or K-hole. I don't know. I don't know. It's terrifying.
Yeah. There you go.
That's
the 5.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. Air cover, danger close. Right, Adam said the bastard had a small compass on his rifle stock and gave bearings.
Who did?
I don't know. Oh, he's had a worse than he's behind the tree. So Adam's clearly been at an event where somebody was then reading out bearings to other people. Again, very unhelpful unless everyone's got a compass or fully aware of the bearings. Like, I get what the guy's trying to do, but again, if it doesn't translate to everybody else, they're not going to ever.
If you're not on the same page, you know, just keep it simple. If you're not on the same page and have the abilities to start recognise bearings or have a map to reference the bearings that he's talking about or compass, then that's sort of going to be lost on you, isn't it?
Start giving out grid references. I don't know. I haven't.
He's at grid reference. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, well, what fucking good is that to me? The grid references aren't written on the floor, are they? On the back of that tree over there. Visual aids, mate. I need visual aids.
So for visual aids, if you do want to give a bearing, use obviously the 12 o'clock clock system. So for example, if you're in a building, just have whoever your TL is establish where your 12 o'clock is. Everyone should then know where 3 and 9 is. That seems to be the one that confuses people the most.
It's essentially
everyone knows is behind you, but 3 and 9.
The clock ray. I think it's referred to as like the clock ray method, isn't it? For like your target acquisition sort of thing. You know, I think I've seen it in a book where it's got like a house there, and it's like the clock ray method set up. You can see the arc of fire with the house, and it's like, right, 3 o'clock top right hand window, or 6 o'clock, you know, to your rear bottom left window, or in doorway, things like that. You know, easy. If you've got a building or reference point in front of you that everyone obviously knows, the huge pile of logs, for example, right-hand side of the huge pile of logs on the ground, people are going to be looking to the right-hand side of that pile of logs on the floor. There's a target or whatever it is you might be looking for. Nice and simple. Just pick the biggest objective or visual aid you can see to your front. 9 times out of 10, if you're going to be taking fire, they're going to be in some sort of cover. They're going to be somewhere that you can reference that point, unless it is essentially just a field of bracken with trees above it, then, that's going to be tough. Then it's a case of, watch where I'm shooting, watch my tracer, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Terry says, same page. I'm usually reading a completely different book.
Mate, same as that, bro. And it's upside down.
Ray says, how many people here, not you, Terry, can understand bearings? So exactly,
I'm not massively au fait with them.
No,
I've never really, not massively, no, not at all. Grid references sort of thing, yeah, like your 6-figure sort of thing. I'm sort of, well, matter of fact, it's the brewer actually. He gave me a little recap on grid references and that a while ago, a couple of events back, which was nice. But bearings, essentially, no, not really. I've never really had any dealings with doing the whole bearings and stuff. Which is something I might look into, actually, now, saying that.
If I have hearing bearings from you down the radio, I'm telling you.
I'm going to start doing it now. Really, really. Just another method of pissing you lot off.
Kieran says, also remember clap, which is clear loud as an order with pauses. So, I mean, pauses is an interesting one there. That's definitely something that...
100%, yeah.
The number of times that you have someone that just holds their PTT and they're like, oh, yeah, and they're just wattling on. He's like, oh, I need to, because you can't do a break. You don't have the ability with civilian radios to obviously interrupt other people and get a different message across. So you're just waiting for them to finish.
It's like the whole over and out thing. There's no such thing as over and out, because when you say over, you're expecting a reply, and when you say out, you don't want a reply. So if you say over and out, the guy at the other end's like, I don't know what to do now. I am now in a black hole. Which I can't get out of.
With most people, most civilians that use the radios, they probably understand that that's kind of the end just from radio.
That's it, Tell. Yeah, along the corridor and upstairs, mate. That's it. Yeah. The old good references. That's all good.
Ray says the worst one for me is people pressing their PTT and not waiting before talking, so you miss the first words they say. Completely agree.
That's it. Completely agree. Press pause. Hello.
Oh, and tell you what, the other thing with comms is when you don't say who's speaking first.
Yeah.
When you're at an event, I don't know everyone's voice when you're listening, on the comms. It's very helpful when someone says, I don't know the correct methodology of this, but the way I generally tend to do it is, I'm turn on the radio, Lance, this is Mike. I want to tell you this. Over.
Hi, Mike. This is Lance. Tell me what you want me to tell me.
Exactly.
Hello.
So
over.
If anyone's listening, they get an idea of it's a conversation between you and I. So if they've got a rough idea of where we are in the building or where we are out in the field or something like that, you can kind of gauge. And that again, the conversation's going.
Your situational awareness as well, knowing where your other sections and that are, because you might find that I know that section's over there. I need some help. So you might be able to just jump onto the team leader of that section. Rather than going back through zero and then asking them. And then if they are on a task and they can't help you, then obviously it'd be redirected. But I mean, for me, when I do like radio op as well as the TL for our guys, for our team now and again, for like zero, for example, it normally 9 times it's something along the lines of, hello zero, this is Noble 2-4, for example, from Legion, and then wait for the pause, and then zero usually comes back is Noble 2-4, this is zero, pass your message over. And it'd be like, okay, zero, this is number 2-4. I am currently at location, blah, 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 blah. This is the situation, recommendations or whatever it is. What do you want me to do about it? Over, pass back to zero. Zero comes back, out, or wants a reply. And it's that, just keeping it that simple. Hello, zero, this is 1, 2, 3, over. Hello, 1, 2, 3, this is zero, pass your message. Yep. Nice and easy, simple.
Ray says, correct radio etiquette is cuddle muffin. This is Care Bear. Are you receiving? Over.
I can't wait for the next one. Hello, Kylie. This is Jason. Over. Kylie, this is Double Denim. Double Denim. Troops in contact. Wait out. Double Denim's getting shot at. Quick, QRF.
Oh, dear. Right.
That might have to be an op name. A private NoFo. Next NoFo op is going to be Op Double Denim.
That's abbreviated to Double D.
Me and Rage are going to be. Yeah. Don't make it dirty. It's a classic 80s look, mate. All right.
It's a jiggly mission. Boobs.
Yeah.
So, have you got anything else that, like, if you were to add a bonus step, would you have anything else?
As in like a.
Like an extra.
As in like
I've
what?
got one. I'd be
Go on, you do
interested
your
to
one.
know. So, bring a watch. There's nothing more frustrating than. Oh, was your one? Was it? There's nothing more frustrating than when you've got like timed objectives, or you've got things where you need to be aware of what's going on. There's a program for the event in terms of stag rotation, anything like that. And you don't have a watch because you can't participate in knowing what the time is if you don't have a watch. And it's very frustrating when you say, right, I need you to be at this location at say 2 a.m.
or ready to go at this
ready
time.
To go.
Yeah, what's the time then?
Minutes, we'll be leaving in 15 minutes, quarter to.
Yep.
20,
exactly
100 hours, anything like that. Just if you haven't got a watch on, you have no idea what the time is. And that can be very, very frustrating.
Yep. I think for me would be.
Sorry, I've started changing the episode in my head. This is now just gripes about MilSim, and it's not gripes. It's way to improve your game. If you have the ability to tell the time, and someone says that you need to do something at a certain time, that will give you a watch. People should wear a watch anyway, not just for Airsoft. Stop using your phones to tell the time.
I've got a watch on. Look at me with my watch.
I don't generally tend to wear a watch outside of
Airsoft. You take that
outside
comment back then. You take it back.
Because I don't need it to improve my life.
You should have a watch on.
I only need it to improve my Airsoft game.
You silly sausage. Yes. I mean, for me, I think it would be, I mean, mine harks back to just your kit sort of thing, is like when you're waiting to go out on a patrol and all your kit's all squared away, don't go start diving into it. Oh, I'm a bit hungry. I'm going to have a snack out of that. I'm going to have a drink half my bottle of water. Don't have whatever it is you've got stashed in your Bergen or in your crate. Mm-hmm. If you need a drink, have a drink at your bunk. That you can have a bottle of water or whatever like that. Don't go. If you just resorted all your kit out for your next patrol, don't go then diving into it because you're a bit peckish. You don't go, because I've seen people do that before. And you get out on the thing and it's like, oh, I've only got half a bottle of water. Well, we're out here for 3 hours now, 3 or 4 hours. Then muggins here because I've got an extra one in my bag because I know someone's going to do it. End up having to hand over one of my spares. But I do it because I'm amazing.
Yeah.
Well, what am I going to say?
I tell you what, it's the people as well that wander out. They bomb up on their.
You're griping again.
I know. This is a gripe, but this is along the lines of people using supplies up before they're out actually on tasking. They bomb all their bags up. And
Sorry,
then they I
always
start,
do. Always have to do that.
They start taking pot shots at things like just outside the fob. It's like, why are you wasting your ammo? Just leave it.
Fuck, honestly, yeah.
Unless you're legitimately testing your rifle for some reason, there is no reason just to wander.
Because everybody else, they'll go. They'll go pop, and you'll be like, everyone else has dropped to a knee and be like, what? Oh no, it's just test firing.
I'm just testing my gun.
Just want to make sure the BBs still come out at the end of it because I only shot it like 10 minutes ago, and I need to make sure it's still all good. All good, mate. Yeah. All good. Carry on. Thanks. You fucking tit.
Yeah.
The worst one's at night time when they've got a tracer unit on and they've not used one before. And you're like,
yeah, this is amazing.
And you're moving, and all of a sudden you get this comes past you, and you're like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, oh, I got a new tracer. Like, you're fucking wearing in a minute.
Tack light or something like that. That's another one. You're just walking.
Oh along, yeah.
You've literally got yourselves acclimatized to night. You've been sitting there, sort of trying to keep your eyes away from the light, just kind of using red light.
Didn't know this was an Arab stream. Yes, mate. Rants and pants.
Yeah, so you've acclimatized your eyes to the night mode or whatever, and then you're walking along, and then some twat goes, oh, and turns their torch on, and you're like, I can't see.
Yeah. Is this bright to you?
Yeah.
You're like, where am I? No, all good. All good things we can learn and improve on.
Can I just say, there's a bit of chat between Terry and Rage. I like wearing a watch, but the reason I don't like wearing a watch is I feel constrained. I'm not That's a handcuffed
completely contradictory. How can you? I like wearing a watch.
No, I like having the ability to tell time, but I don't like feeling constrained. Like,
what if you wore it as an anklet?
I could wear it as an anklet. That'd be a bit weird in an event. Hang on,
or a garter. A garter, perhaps.
Got my watch pants on.
Got my watch pants on, lads. You know where the time is. It's at the back.
It's sweaty o'clock.
It's-
Terry says, Mike,
2:15 gooch.
time by the stars. I wish. I really do wish.
Yeah.
Pegasus is a good tip. Are you guys aware of changing your phone display to red light? It works well for night ops.
No.
I wasn't aware it had a night. I know obviously you can get the blue light filter and stuff like that.
I know
I've not been aware of a red light filter.
What, you actually make the whole screen go like a red? I didn't know you could do that. I know you could put it on night mode. Just makes the screen go piss yellow on an
The rest
iPhone.
of the evening trying to get my phone to turn red.
I've set my phone accidentally to night mode before, and when I've opened it, it just looks piss yellow. I was like,
yeah, so that's the blue light filter. That makes it like orange.
Orangey,
brain and stuff.
an orange hue to it.
Sorry, Kieran's amazing. Kieran says, just get a pocket watch, Mike.
Oh yes, with a
Can
monocle.
you imagine rocking up
Like Games Master.
But even better, if they do like a tactical like G-Shock pocket watch, you're like, yep.
If this strap ever breaks, I will literally just tie a bit of paracord to it and have it as a pocket watch, and that'd be it done.
Especially if you've got like the halo jump function over, like you're like,
and your pocket watch comes out. Yeah, but most it's like no. Oh no! And you're just staring at it. Please don't break.
Oh dear.
It's all
Pegasus. Yeah, DM us. Let us know. That'd be cool. Right. I think that's the end of the episode. I think that's everything covered.
I think so. Talk some competitions.
If you've got any thoughts on things that you could add to that list, feel free to obviously whack them in the comments. Maybe it's something we could pick up as a bit of a general Q&A at some point if anyone's got anything.
Defo, yeah, and obviously the community chat on Facebook as well.
Yep.
Get involved in that. It's always a good laugh.
It is a good laugh.
It is, especially when there's some memes of Mike on there.
Yeah, there's always memes. Next week we're going to be doing patrol disciplines. So we did a stag. What is it? How to make it interesting? What to do? What to look for? Etc. Previously, we're going to be doing the same for patrol. So when you're out on patrol, that tends to be a lot of the taskings that you're probably likely to do on a MilSim as a task force or PMC. Maybe not so much as Op4, but there'll be
potentially. Yeah.
So we're going to be doing sort of like little tips, tricks, things to do, things to look out for, sort of ways to get the most from your patrol.
So can you just run through the list again, please?
Oh. Okay, so the list we had was step one was.
Oh, I thought you meant like for real, like an hour and 23 minutes of it.
No, so it's loadout setup, like the muscle memory, obviously making sure you know where your kit is when you're running around. It makes it a lot easier to find stuff quickly, and making sure things go back in the right place means that you won't lose stuff, and it's just going to mean that you're not wasting time trying to find things. You're going to be focusing more on the event. Step two was physical fitness, not so much being able to run a marathon, but if you can run 100 meters without panting every 20 minutes, it's obviously going to make the game a bit better. Step three was what went wrong. How can you obviously assess? How could you improve? How could you, do it better next time? How could you work better as a team? Anything like that. And the ability to then assess what you do, improve, then ultimately it will make the next event better. Step four was pre-game, kind of intel, prep, etc. Don't leave it to the last minute. Make sure that you get yourself sorted out, know what's going on. You look beast mode right now. And then step five was the verbal communication. Obviously, sort of practicing, seeing what you can do, and all that. So yeah.
Awesome. Well done, sir.
Hang on. Somehow I've muted everything. How have I done that? Oh God. There we go. That's better. Yes, I can hear you now. There we go.
I'm ready. Ready for tasking. Give it to me.
Getting ready for that next sprint. Cool. On that note, next week we're going to be doing skills and drill. Patrol disciplines. Please feel free to keep hounding people about our competitions. We obviously have the DIY plate carrier competition with some prizes. We also have
bloody earpiece. This is
the RBLI, trying to raise money for the RBLI, which enters you into our raffle as well. So please keep pushing that. That'll be awesome. In the meantime, I guess have a good week, and we shall see you next week at 8 o'clock.
Homemade plate carrier.
We don't think.
Don't forget. You did mention it. I'm sorry. I think my earpiece fell out as you spoke about it.
No, that's fine.
Again.
Andy probably won't be back next week, but he will be back the week after. So
he is in America on
here
free.
To listen to Andy, you can take a week off next week.
Absolutely. There we go. He will have many a tale to tell from America.
Yep.
Spelt with a capital M.
America.
America or Canada, as Mike calls it.
I'm so sorry to all our American friends.
The Canada States of Canada.
Yeah. And the Canadian.
The Canadian States of Canada.
Right.
Says
See
Mike.
you later. Have a good weekend. Bye, Lance.
Love you all. Bye bye.
I can't find the branding. Bye bye.
Oh, your pants. We haven't even put the banner across the bottom of the screen.
Oh, yeah, I haven't done that yet. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Honestly, you pay peanuts, you
if
get
you want to get in
monkeys.
touch with us, you can do so. Our email at nofochat@hotmail.com. Instagram is @November_Foxtrot_NoFo. And the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. You can also contact us on our own Instagrams, 9volt Airsoft and @the_punished_1_. Lots of underscores in there.
There's not a lot of underscores. There's only 2. Oh, 3, sorry. You said 5 then. Just saying. Hashtag.
Hashtag rubbish. Right.
Hashtag pants.
Stay NoFo.
Stay NoFo. Ciao. Ciao, Bella.
Yeah. Oh no, I finished the video.
He's back again.